Good day, everyone. My name is Arianelle Catu. I'm from Masters of Arts in Education, major in English. My thesis is about investigating teachers with over 2 years of experience in their practices and perceptions at Ocean Edu English Centers. A thesis presented to the Faculty of Graduate School for Eastern University, Roosevelt, Tabuzo. Now let's start with the overview. First, I will talk about the rationale, followed by a statement of the problem, then theoretical framework. After that, I will talk about methodology, data analysis, findings and conclusions, and then the final is recommendations. Now, let's talk about rationale. This study aims to explore the real-life teaching practices and challenges of experienced English teachers in Vietnam. Despite reforms promoting communicative methods, many teachers face large classes, limited time, and diverse learner needs. Understanding their strategies can help improve teachers' training, curriculum design, and education policies to better support English instruction or yes in the country. Now let's talk about a statement of the problem. There are five. First is which teaching strategies are frequently used by experienced English teachers at Ocean Edu English Centers. After that, how do these strategies fit with the latest educational reforms that are meant to improve language proficiency? Then, after that, what obstacles do English instructors face in promoting learner autonomy to facilitate self directed learning with Ocean Edu English Centers? Then, how do teachers cope with those obstacles within Ocean Edu English Centers? Then, finally, based on the insight gained from the above questions, what training program could be suggested? Now, let's talk about methodology. Research design is qualitative approach. It explores real-life teaching practices and perception of the teacher. It focuses on in-depth understanding of teachers' experience. That's said by Creswell of the year 2019. Now let's talk about the local. The study conducted in Vietnamese English centers located in both urban and suburban areas across Vietnam. This ensures a diverse range of students' demographic and regional characteristics are captured. Here, there are a lot of branches or more than 150 branches nationwide in Vietnam with over 1 million students. Now let's talk about research instrument. Semi-structured interviews. The primary data collection is semi-structured. These allow participants to share their experiences and perspective in detail, explore teaching practices, beliefs, and experiences, and allow to flexible reflective responses. Additionally, all interview questions were written in English and verbal interview was recorded through note taking with the permission of the interviewees. Interview took approximately 30 minutes to 1 hour, depending on the response of the interviewers. Now let's talk about the data analysis. It has familiarization, identifying significant statements, formulating meanings, clustering themes, exhaustive, exhaustive description, fundamental structure, and participant verification. Of course, these are Colas 7-step method. And now let's talk about my findings. My findings for instructional approaches are seven themes. These are communicative language teaching, Next is task-based learning. And in communicative language teaching, it emphasizes on real-life communication skills. And then in task-based learning, use an authentic task to enhance problem solving. Now, in collaboration in long-term projects, we have 5 steps there. Identify students' learning, plan the specific learning activities, and evaluate students' understanding. Put the plan into sequence, significant manner, and generate a timetable. Last is plan for conclusion. Project based learning encourages autonomy and fosters a deeper, more meaningful connection to the language as students engage with complex tasks that require ongoing effort and collaboration. Now, blended learning approach. This is combine online resources and face-to-face interaction to create a dynamic, flexible learning environment. In this, students can engage with digital tools for self-paced learning and then practice and reinforce their skills in face-to-face session. Next is interactive and inquiry-based learning. In here, students led investigate or investigative learning. This approach enhances critical thinking and promotes deeper engagement with the language, encouraging students to use English creatively to explore topics of personal interest. By integrating inquiry based tasks, students are encouraged to reflect on their learning, making language acquisition meaningful. Next is experiential learning. In here, this strategy engages students in real life tasks, allowing them to experience, reflect, conceptualize, and apply their learning. Then, the flipped classroom. In flipped classroom, students review learning materials at home through videos, readings, or interactive modules. Class time is then used for discussion, role plays, and group projects. Now let's talk about alignment with educational reforms. It should be adjusting to student needs, addressing motivation, supporting independent learning, respecting learning style differences, and overcoming language barriers, managing large classes, and the last is reducing teachers' dependence. Now let's talk about obstacles to promoting learner autonomy. You have to adjust to diverse student needs, differing levels of students' motivation, limit independent learning habits, cultural differences in learning styles, the language barriers, of course, the large class sizes. It's hard to individualize the attention, right? If there are a lot of students. And then student relies on teacher-led instructions. So those are the obstacles to promote learner autonomy. Next, let's talk about coping strategies, various instructional techniques. First is various instructional techniques. Next, in my thesis, we're going to talk about, or I talked about, team collaboration and sharing. Of course, that's a very important strategy. Next is suggest learner support, other students. Okay, we have counseling, scaffolding, feedback, and even other students in there. Next is suggest learner support. Okay, and then holding regular team meeting, of course, it's very important. And then professional or building supportive environment. And then professional development. Of course, that's very important for you to develop as a teacher. Even you're a teacher, you need to develop. Last but not the least, collaborating with stakeholders. And of course, it's also needed. Next is possible output. The possible output, first, comprehensive insight, identification of key obstacles, and then we can propose intervention program, and then recommendation for institutional support and contribution to policy and practices. These pictures are example that we have intervention program by having a meeting. Okay, now let's talk about conclusions. My conclusion is modern EFL instruction thrives on active learner centered and tech integrated approach, fostering critical thinking and communication skills. Next to that, promoting learner autonomy faces challenges rooted in diverse student needs and prevalence of teachers led instruction, emphasizing the need of targeted support. Third is teacher effectively cope through diverse instructional methods, collaboration, and continuous professional development, demonstrating adaptability and commitment. Last but not the least, our proposed training program directly addresses these challenges, empowering educators to create supportive, engaging, and autonomous learner environment. Now let's talk about the recommendation, the last topic. Driving forward teacher empowerment and educational excellence. First is recognize and reward teachers' contributions, and I think that's very important. Next, targeted professional development. You can offer advanced methodology, student centered strategies, and innovative tool training specifically for experienced teachers. Then, optimize workloads and support. We have to conduct a workload audit and integrate administrative support system to free teachers for core instructions. And then, foster collaboration, establish mentorship and peer sharing program across branches to reduce isolation and enhance practices. Fifth, invest in educational technology and training. You have to provide or we have to provide the company have to provide updated educational platforms, hands-on training to effectively integrate technology into lessons. Next, establish teacher feedback system. Implement regular anonymous feedback channels to monitor needs and provide consistent support. Next is expand research scope. Conduct future studies across multiple institutions and experience levels of broader, more generalized insight. Last but not the least, collaborative with policy makers. Advocate for teacher development funding, improve working condition, and systematic support in national reforms. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.